On to Sudan now, where the ongoing civil war is taking a brutal shape. Over 200 people have allegedly been killed by the paramilitary force over 3 days in a cluster of villages near south of Khartoum. According to a local rights group, hundreds were injured or missing, and many subjected to executions, kidnappings, forced disappearances and looting. This comes in the backdrop of a 22-month-long conflict between the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, and the Sudanese Army. The recent attacks took place in Al-Qadaris and Al-Khelwat towards the north of White Nile state. Civilians were allegedly shot at in an execution style as they were crossing the White Nile River to escape the firings by the paramilitary forces, during which many are said to be wounded, missing or feared to have drowned. Meanwhile, the army-backed government has put the death toll at more than double the figure, where it said that almost 433 people have died in the RSF attacks, which, by the way, also includes children reportedly. Just for context here, the RSF was allied to the military before the civil war broke out. Despite rising to power together, the two fell out over an internationally backed plan to move towards civilian rule. Senior RSF leaders are currently in Kenya, where they are expected to announce plans to form their own government in areas under their control, a move which analysts warn could deepen divisions in Sudan.
We want to build a new state that is different from the old Sudan, which was based on separation, discrimination, hatred, corruption, and so on.
Sat here thinking, is the United Nations humanitarian system really launching its biggest ever Sudan humanitarian appeal, at a moment when the conversation is understandably about aid cuts and aid freezes and the toughest potential environment for humanitarian work in our living, working memory?
The UN has appealed for a rise of more than 40% for Sudan than what it was last year. This is significant as it comes at a time when aid budgets are increasingly under strain. For Sudan, this funding is necessary to address the crisis that has already displaced a fifth of its population and stoked severe hunger among around half its population, with famine conditions reported in at least 5 locations in Sudan, including displacement camps in Darfur, as per a UN statement. And the continued fighting is set to worsen matters further, with collapse of normal life and daily services. What really lies ahead for Sudan, only time will tell. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.